the story say? For those of you who are watching around the world, thank you so much for watching. I'm truly appreciative and I'm overwhelmed at your responses. And I've been responding. Please tell your friends. Based on your recommendation, I made a YouTube channel and it's all good and ready to go. Check it out, What the Story Say. Now, this episode today is a special request by one of our viewers. I am Dr. Pauline Baird. I'm a cultural bearer. I tell whispered stories, hidden and lost traditions, and current and past practices of our village. I do so at universities, at conferences, wherever I can, and to anyone who's willing to hear. Let's start. Let's talk story. This is a pot. In the village, we got pot. I hope in your village, you got pot too. This pot represents community. I'm going to put some things inside of this pot. Listen now. When I was 12 years old, I told my grandmother one day, "Grandmother, I see the black lady carrying bananas on her head." My grandmother said, "Girl, black people is not lady. It's Ooman." Ooman. Woman. Creolese for woman is Ooman. So yeah, I learned it. As a scholar, I started to think about what she meant by woman. And I think that this Creolese language that we have, this language can carry all of our black experiences. And so I'm going to tell you about some woman them as I experienced them at the age of 12. I had 3 friends, Joy Ford, Colleen Henry, and Joan Carter. We went to Buxton Government Secondary School up the front of the village. And after exams, we would go to Colleen's house. Now, Colleen had 2 houses. She had one house where she grew. Now, in the village, people can raise other people's children. You grow there, even though the woman of that house didn't birth you. So Colleen grew at Cousin Stacy. So we would go at Cousin Stacy and make baby pot. That means we try out our little culinary skills in what you call bush cook. We cooking on fire and firewood, even though we don't do that at our own house. And Cousin Stacy was a nice woman. She used to look out for us and make sure we come to no harm. Not this pedophile thing that's going on here nowadays. No. Those were the days of innocence. We cooking the food. Sometimes she can't watch me. She calls her son, Claude, come watch them children. Claude don't want to come because Claude want nothing to do with 12-year-olds. We cook this food, the rice hard, but never mind. We just take it, we feel it, it good. Too much coconut milk, the food go bada bap bap bap. It can't even take out all the moisture, but we eat it. Good, better than any restaurant food. Then we go down the road by Colleen's real mother, Miss Doreen. Miss Doreen lived on the bottom part of a 2-story house. Well, let me tell you about Miss Doreen. Miss Doreen Dover was a battle axe and a tantaria of a woman. She don't make joke. You got to come straight. She was very strict, but she had a big laugh that was welcoming. When you hit Miss Doreen gate, she announced your name like school teacher taking attendance. Pauline Baird, Joy Ford, Joan Carter. I always wondered about that. And I think Miss Doreen was putting you on notice that when you come out your house and you go to she house, you come in with your whole generation behind you. So when she announced me name, it's Griffith Watson and everybody coming, Jackson, everything I got to remember. That's how we go in this village. Then we would leave and go to the Carter villages. We go to the Carter house. And when we go to the Carter house, that was a big house with plenty steps. It's like 32 steps to get up there. But the Carters had a mother, tall, regal. In my mind, as a 12-year-old, with always a pleasant smile and food always cooking in that house. Let me tell you, in the house, there are plenty children. As a matter of fact, the older Carters were in the high school, in the like 4th form or 5th form, about leaving when we got in there. And I used to like to go to that house just to play with Joan and her sister. But sometimes I never used to like to go there, and here's the reason. The Carter's house was by a burying ground. Now, if you know, children always using their hands and stuff, but if you happen to make mistake and pint to the burying ground, you got to bite your finger. So me, with my little animated self, I got to bite my finger. And if you keep biting your finger gonna hurt you? Yeah. So I never used to like to go there. But I guess what? Them Carter people must have probably used to bite their finger, because the two of them turned doctor. Dr. Leslie Carter, hail up man, and Dr. Lyndon Carter, from the Carter household with all them children, come two doctors and many professionals. That's how we just do it in this village called Buxton. Then we run down Buxton Millowalk, turn up the public road, run down Company Road at Ogle Street, we clock in at Bayer Ford and Evadney Ford. Them the other down street. And when me and Joy and Colleen begin to shake the down street, oh my goodness, we proper get downs. And then we got to raise the goats, because they used to raise goats. And the goats running for the downs and we running for the downs. At their house, they had plenty children too. Older than we and younger than we. And Mrs. Ford, or cousin Vadney, was a very pleasant woman. I remember she always washing clothes. And she would call Joy, Chevon. Very nice woman. I noticed these women because not only they were hardworking, they were welcoming to a child who didn't have a mother. And maybe I saw them that because I was looking at women. I had a keener sense of looking out for women. And I saw a variety of women. In telling these stories, I make visible the way they nurture other people's children. They nurture their own children as well. In these households put together, there were more than 30 children. And that's how I want to talk about Buxton, in terms of the way they were prolific with their children, but having that sense of responsibility for their own and others. If you can relate, have a say. Walk good.